My topic: deceptive marketing in detail explained. And let's go to the topic and let's go to the start. Deceptive marketing is the use of false and or misleading information to capture the attention of the consumer through the usage of false information to persuade buyers into a business transaction that will not typically be beneficial to you, but yes, beneficial to the one doing the deceptive advertising. If you receive an offer that is too good to be true, it probably is. If someone calls you and says they are calling from Medicare, hang up. Medicare does not call beneficiaries to offer them any goods or services. If someone calls you with insurance offers, tell them to send you the information in writing. When you receive flyers, calls, mail enticing you to respond and purchase, please feel free to call the MASMP program 800-892-0890 and let us check into it for you. Manufacturers have strict regulations and oversight around how they market their products. This marketing must be truthful, cannot be deceptive or unfair, and must be evidence-based, according to the Federal Trade Commission, FTC. The FTC monitors how companies are marketing their products and the claims that they make about those products. For example, there have been many companies who make health claims about their products, such as Airborne claiming to protect from colds and Palm Wonderful claiming their juice could treat afflictions such as heart disease, prostate cancer and erectile dysfunction. In both cases, among many more, the claims made in marketing were struck down and had to be changed by the companies. These claims were deemed to be deceptive marketing. The FTC considers marketing deceptive if it misleads customers and affects customers' decisions regarding the product or service offered. The FTC additionally aims to protect consumers from unfair acts or practices, which are those that cause substantial injuries with no reasonable outweighing benefit or prevention. Sellers are allowed to make claims about their products, but they must be backed up with data. This is especially important for claims on health and safety, as deceptive marketing can and has caused injury. In cases where someone is held criminally responsible for deceptively marketing a product, he or she may face a fine of up to $5,000 and 6 months of imprisonment on a first conviction. Any further convictions double both the fine and jail time. Additionally, the FTC may impose fines of up to $43,280 per violation. Deceptive or false advertising is the marketing of information or visual content about a product that is misleading and unrealistic. Businesses use deceptive advertising to promote goods under claims that are not accurate to the product's actual appearance or function. Deceptive or false advertising can lead consumers to purchase products that are actually counterfeit, defective, or even dangerous. For example, are being marketed as a safe alternative to cigarettes despite containing more nicotine on average. Another example is Volkswagen promoting clean diesel vehicles despite cheating on emissions tests for years, for which they were charged by the Federal Trade Commission, FTC, for deceptive marketing. Deceptive advertising and false advertising is present in a myriad of industries. Consumers must be wary of claims that look or sound too good to be true. It is important to stay up to date with health alerts, safety alerts, product notifications, and recalls related to products that you use on a regular basis in order to minimize the risk of injury. Deceptive advertising is illegal and punishable. The FTC accepts reports from consumers on the issue, and will take action. The agency will file orders in federal district court, freeze perpetrators' assets, and attempt to gain compensation for victims. Breach of warranty: when advertising a product and claiming that the product possesses certain qualities, an expressed or implied warranty, the seller is obligated to provide assurance that is warranted. If that assurance is broken, it can be deemed as a breach of warranty. Breach of contract: when certain products are purchased or used, they may carry a contract for services rendered and an agreement on part of the user. An example would be a user agreement that you sign before using a new app. If either party is to break this agreement, it could be considered a breach of contract. These contracts are generally established to protect and enforce the user's personal information, privacy and security. Pretentious health claims: one of the most commonly seen types of deceptive marketing occurs when a seller makes grandiose health claims about a product. However, for a deceptive marketing claim to be successful, it must be established that the seller was knowingly misleading potential customers and made some effort to research the claims. Bait-and-switch tactics. Another common deceptive marketing tactic is the bait-and-switch, in which something is advertised but upon point of sale, the deal is very different. A bait-and-switch can involve charging much more than the advertised offer or attempting to sell an inferior product in place of the advertised one. Many promotions include terms and conditions to advertise fairly and avoid being accused of attempting a bait-and-switch. Made entirely in the USA, sellers may also market their products as made in the USA. For this to be true, according to the FTC, there should be evidence that the product is all or virtually all made in the United States. While parts of the product may come from foreign sources, they must be substantially transformed or assembled in the United States to be able to accurately market themselves as made in the USA. Green or eco-friendly terms. The FTC also discourages the use of green and eco-friendly terms as these are broad and hard to substantiate. To do so, marketers must show some specific environmental benefit their product or the process of manufacturing their product provides. Some companies will advertise themselves using environment benefit claims by giving a specific amount of material that was recycled and repurposed, for instance, by printing on napkins that were made with 50% recycled content. Sellers cannot claim their product is either compostable or degradable unless they have done the proper research on how the product will break down in either respective condition. Warning signs of deceptive marketing. Deceptive marketing usually involves claims that are too good to be true. If a product seems to be a cure-all or has grandiose claims attached, there is a good chance that this is deceptive marketing. Promotions of extremely cheap offers are also a red flag for either a scam to steal information or a way to trick customers into paying money for an inferior product. Refunds or remedies. If a company offers a return policy, taking advantage of that is an easy solution, especially if it is the case that the product is simply a defect and outlier. Retailers are required by the Uniform Commercial Code to accept returns if a sold good is defective. However, sometimes a return on a defective good or one that does not hold up to its claims is not enough. If there is significant injury on the consumer, the seller may be liable to a civil suit. Bringing a lawsuit against deceptive marketers can result in reclaiming monetary damages as well as a court ordering the marketers from continuing to use deceptive language or promotions in the future. In major cases where a large company or manufacturer stands accused of deceptive marketing, a class action lawsuit may begin to encompass all defendants, such as the case with Volkswagen's settlement when it was found their cars had less emissions than they claimed. Acquire legal representation from Parnell and Adams Law. Deceptive marketing can range from a ploy to boost sales to knowingly selling very dangerous products to consumers. Contact the consumer protection law experts at Parnell and Adams Law today for more information or if you believe you have been injured by deceptive marketing. Deceptive marketing is fundamentally different from everyday interpersonal deception. This chapter examines how planned communications and the profit motive drive advertising and marketing deception. It looks at deception's emergence as a key issue for the marketing disciple, the role of the Federal Trade Commission, FTC, in shaping a legal definition of deception, categorical ways messages are crafted to mislead, and how material injury to the consumer determines when marketing deception has actually occurred. The chapter examines the idea that outcome, rather than deceptive intent, is crucial to deception in the commercial environment. The discussion concludes with the deceptive marketing outcomes model, which places marketing deception into the broader framework of mainstream theory and research on human deception, and suggests avenues for additional theoretical development. It would be easy to begin by describing marketing deception as one more topic within the broad domain of human deception. Fundamentally, marketing is a human behavioral process, the facilitation of economic exchange that occurs between humans as producers and consumers. But, as Godin aptly notes, marketers are a special kind of liar, and it would be wrong to limit the characterization of deceptive marketing without recognizing the uniqueness of the context. Marketing deception entails a set of parameters and antecedents that makes it both akin to and distinct from the way deception is viewed in the interpersonal communication context. To understand marketing deception, it is necessary to examine the ways in which marketing and, especially, marketing communications differ from other forms of communication. Deceptive marketing refers to the use of false, misleading, or exaggerated claims in advertising or other promotional materials in order to manipulate or mislead consumers into making a purchase or taking some other action. This type of marketing can take many forms, such as using false testimonials, making false or exaggerated claims about a product's benefits, or concealing important information about a product's potential risks. Deceptive marketing is illegal in many countries, including the United States, where it is regulated by the Federal Trade Commission, FTC. The FTC is responsible for enforcing laws that prohibit unfair or deceptive advertising and marketing practices, and has the power to impose fines and other penalties on companies that engage in such practices. Consumers can protect themselves from deceptive marketing by doing their own research and carefully scrutinizing advertising and promotional materials. They can also report any suspected instances of deceptive marketing to the appropriate authorities, such as the FTC or a consumer advocacy group. Deceptive marketing is a practice where a business or an individual uses misleading or false information to sell a product or service. This type of marketing is often used to make a product or service appear better than it actually is, or to hide negative information about the product or service. False advertising. This involves making false claims about a product or service, such as promising a weight loss supplement will help users lose a certain amount of weight within a short period of time. Misleading advertising. This involves using language that is technically true but can be easily misunderstood. For example, a company might claim that their product is all natural even if it contains synthetic ingredients. Omission of important information. This involves leaving out important information about a product or service that might influence a consumer's decision to buy it. For example, a car dealership might fail to disclose that a used car has been in an accident. Deceptive marketing is illegal in many countries, including the United States, where it is regulated by the Federal Trade Commission, FTC. Businesses that engage in deceptive marketing practices can face legal consequences, including fines and other penalties. Consumers can protect themselves from deceptive marketing by doing their own research and carefully scrutinizing advertising and promotional materials. They can also report any suspected instances of deceptive marketing to the appropriate authorities, such as the FTC or a consumer advocacy group. Deceptive marketing is a type of marketing strategy that involves misleading or false advertising to promote a product or service. It may involve the use of false claims, exaggerated statements, incomplete information, or other tactics aimed at convincing consumers to make a purchase based on false information. False advertising. This is the use of false or misleading statements to promote a product or service. For example, claiming that a product can cure a certain disease when it cannot. Bait and switch. This involves advertising a product at a low price to attract consumers, but then promoting a more expensive product when they arrive at the store. Misleading claims. This involves making statements that are technically true but misleading. For example, claiming a product is all natural when it contains synthetic ingredients. Deceptive marketing is illegal in many countries, including the United States, where it is regulated by the Federal Trade Commission, FTC. The FTC has the authority to investigate and prosecute businesses that engage in deceptive marketing practices. Consumers can protect themselves by doing their own research, checking product reviews, and reporting any instances of deceptive marketing to the appropriate authorities. Deceptive marketing is a strategy used by businesses to promote a product or service through misleading or false advertising. It is a violation of consumer protection laws, as it misleads customers into making a purchase based on false or incomplete information. False advertising. This involves making false or exaggerated claims about a product or service, such as claiming a weight loss supplement can make you lose 10 pounds in 1 week. Hidden fees. This involves advertising a product or service at a certain price, but then charging additional fees that were not clearly disclosed in the advertisement. Misleading labeling. This involves labeling a product in a way that could mislead the customer. For example, claiming a product is organic when it is not. Deceptive marketing is regulated by consumer protection laws in many countries, and businesses that engage in deceptive marketing practices can face legal consequences, such as fines, lawsuits, or damage to their reputation. Consumers can protect themselves by being aware of deceptive marketing tactics and reporting any instances of deceptive marketing to the appropriate authorities. Deceptive marketing is a type of marketing strategy that involves misleading or false advertising to promote a product or service. It may involve the use of false claims, exaggerated statements, incomplete information, or other tactics aimed at convincing consumers to make a purchase based on false information. False advertising. This is the use of false or misleading statements to promote a product or service. For example, claiming that a product can cure a certain disease when it cannot. Bait and switch. This involves advertising a product at a low price to attract consumers, but then promoting a more expensive product when they arrive at the store. Misleading claims. This involves making statements that are technically true but misleading. For example, claiming a product is all natural when it contains synthetic ingredients. Deceptive marketing is illegal in many countries, including the United States, where it is regulated by the Federal Trade Commission, FTC. The FTC has the authority to investigate and prosecute businesses that engage in deceptive marketing practices. Consumers can protect themselves by doing their own research, checking product reviews, and reporting any instances of deceptive marketing to the appropriate authorities. When a business claims that a product performs a certain way that it actually does not, accomplishes certain things it cannot, or brings an untrue benefit to consumers, they can be accused of promoting unsubstantiated claims about the product. Comparison inconsistencies refer to situations when a business says their product is comparable to brand name products without sufficient evidence. Example: a business claims technology in a consumer electronic is comparable to widely recognized products, yet technical evidence points to it being of lower quality. A business marketing a product they do not truly intend to deliver in terms of quality/function is considered bait and switch. In a bait and switch, the business delivers a product that is of much lower quality than advertised to consumers. Americans are more likely to purchase products made in their country. Manufacturers will falsely claim their product is made in the United States. The FTC has formed new rules regarding this false advertising practice. The price seems too good to be true for the type of product. If photos and descriptions do not match up with the product you've received, it is likely deceptively marketed. Fake online reviews of deceptively marketed products are overwhelmingly positive but do not provide realistic context. Even the most reputable products have some poor reviews from real customers. Most deceptively marketed products will receive glowing reviews from fake accounts. If the business does not respond to inquiries or questions about their product, they are likely hiding something. Check if the business is officially registered or recognized with governmental agencies such as the Better Business Bureau. Examples of deceptive advertising and false advertising are everywhere, even at popular fast food chains Americans visit every day. But oftentimes, deceptive advertising can be dangerous to the environment and harmful to consumers' health. Millions of Americans suffer from arthritis and could potentially be prescribed Xeljanz as a treatment option. Most users thought the drug to be safe, as advertised, but found out only later that Xeljanz has been linked to an increased risk of development. Thank you for watching the video and subscribe the channel.